Yo, what's up, it's Ben MG Scully, knocking out another video for you guys. We're back to talking about MMA. It's been, I think, a couple months now since I last even talked about MMA or even done something along the lines of not boxing. But regardless, we're back with the MMA. Today we're actually going to talk, kind of a throwback actually to my first, one of my first videos on the channel. I talked about the aftermath of Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2. Today we're going to talk about Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3. The fight that's happening this weekend between the number 1 contender of Dustin Poirier and the number 6 or number 5 of Conor McGregor. It's a fight I'm really looking forward to, and it's a 50-50 matchup, and it's got a lot of hype behind it, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. Right, so let's get into the tail of the tape of these two fighters. They're both 32 years old, they're both going to weigh in at 155 pounds, and they're both 5'9". Dustin has a 72-inch reach, Conor has a 74-inch reach. He's got very long arms for his height. And yeah, their records, Dustin is 26-6, and Conor McGregor is 22-5. Both of them, obviously, they're in the top 10, especially Dustin, who's number 1 right now. I believe that if Conor McGregor wins this fight, he is one more fight away from the title. They'll probably give him a title shot anyway because it's Conor McGregor, but I believe that for him to be worthy of a title shot against Charles Oliveira, I would say that if he beats Dustin, then he's one fight away. But they'll probably give him a title shot if he beats Dustin anyway. And Dustin, if he beats Conor, 100%, he should get a title shot. I think if Conor wins this fight, like a fight against Gaethje would be great. Justin Gaethje, who only lost to Khabib last year. And that would be a good title eliminator then as well. But yes, it's going to be interesting regardless, because these guys fought back in 2014. Conor knocked him out in just over a minute and a half. He got into Dustin's head, but then they both had world championship attempts. Obviously Conor became double champ, then he went away to the boxing, fought against Floyd Mayweather, came back, lost to Khabib, beat Cerrone. And Dustin, after losing to McGregor, he only lost one more time. He moved up a weight class to 155, stayed there, fought some tough dudes, beat people like Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, and then, you know, in his pursuit of the title, fought Khabib, done alright, to be fair, put him in the most trouble we've ever seen Khabib in a nasty guillotine choke, but eventually lost. And then came back with a war against Dan Hooker last year, and then they were kind of at the same level, so it was a good matchup. Round 1, Conor looked alright. He had a couple of decent shots on Dustin. Dustin then mixed in a takedown, which Conor wasn't really expecting. Conor managed to get back up to his feet, and they kind of stayed on the cage for a little bit. Both of them got some good shoulder strikes in, especially Conor. And then when they did break off the cage with less than 2 minutes left in the round, Conor started not lighting Dustin up, but definitely winning the exchanges. But between every exchange, Dustin would land a solid calf kick, and by the end of the round you could kind of see that McGregor was struggling to put weight on it, and he didn't sit down in the corner either. Now, we don't know what he was trying to prove. It may have been, because Conor's always had trouble with his gas tank, it could have been Conor going, hey, I'm not tired, I don't need to sit down. Or it could have been Conor doesn't know if he's going to be able to stand back up if he sits down. So he's just like, I'm going to stay on my feet because I don't know if I could get back up. We don't know what the case was. Conor will probably say that he was trying to show off and show he wasn't tired. But yeah, I don't know what the case was with that. But round 2 starts, Dustin lands a class leg kick, and they start exchanging. And basically, in terms of the advantage and the edge Conor had in the striking, how much was his lead in the fight on the stand up was a good bit like that. But as time went on in the second round, it started getting more and more even, because every time McGregor would come in for a combination, Dustin was getting a bit more comfortable as Conor was tightening up from those leg kicks. And Dustin started getting out of the way of McGregor's shots, and it looked like Conor probably would have started to get tired a little bit after that. But only about halfway through the second round, Dustin counters McGregor after dodging some of his shots, gets McGregor up against cage, and then lands a cracking left hand that hurts McGregor, and then unloads on a combination, hurts him again, and drops him, and then knocks him out cold. or near enough, with a ground strike and wins the fight. It was a great performance by Dustin. Really showed his heart after taking some of the shots early. Showed his increased durability. He showed how good his chin is now compared to the first time, because the first good shot he got hit with by McGregor, right behind the ear, put him down, and couldn't recover. Whereas he took some really, really good shots from McGregor, especially in that first round near the end of it. And yeah, it was a really good performance from Dustin. Really showed up, and he done a really good performance. And the fact that, there was lots of respect there as well. Maybe that made a difference too, with McGregor not getting into his head or anything like that. Because apparently Dustin was really nervous. We seen him backstage before I believe the press conference, and Conor was so nice to him. I know he's been a lot different now since he lost to Khabib. That may be why, because how much he got humbled by him. But yeah, we'll see, because they're not getting on that well now, because there was allegations about McGregor not donating, I believe it was $500,000 to Dustin's charity. He said he was going to do that, but then he didn't. So Dustin wasn't happy about it. So when Conor was trying to call Dustin out on something, he said, "Call me whatever you want, but I never said I donate this much to a charity, and I'll do it." But then eventually Conor did donate that much to another charity, not the one Dustin has. Don't really matter, does it? But yeah, he did donate one. I guess he just didn't trust Dustin at that point to give him his money. But yeah, it's a really interesting fight. What do I think is gonna happen? It is hard because Conor is so powerful. I see Khabib put it right, I think. If one of them is going to win in the first round, it's going to be Conor. Anything past the first, round and a half, I got Dustin. Because that's the thing that people say, is Conor can knock out anybody when he's got the energy. But once he hasn't got the energy, he's never had a finish past the second round. Because the only people who took him past 2 rounds are Khabib, who beat him, and Nate Diaz the second time, where Conor didn't finish him. It was a decision. But yeah, it's a tricky one, because Conor's got clear holes in his game, and you can sum up how to beat him in literally 2 sentences. Survive the early onslaught, and hang around until the later rounds when he's tired. That's literally it. I'm sure it's easier said than done, of course, because he's a world-class fighter. Or wrestle him. That's another one. Either wrestle him or just be tough as nails like Nate Diaz, and put it on him in the later rounds and have a good gas tank. If you are tough, if you're a wrestler and you got a good gas tank, basically Khabib, then you're probably going to beat him 9 times out of 10. That's the thing with Conor McGregor. Dustin has proved that he's tough as nails. He's proved that he's got a good gas tank after going 5 hard rounds with Max Holloway, and going 3.5 rounds in a war against Gaethje. And he's proved now, after taking Conor down and taking down Dan Hooker in his last 2 fights, that he has some grappling there as well. So he showed parts of those traits that you need to beat Conor. Which is a really interesting one. And what Khabib couldn't do to Conor on the feet, which was win exchange after exchange, even when Conor was tired. If Conor gets tired, he's buggered basically against Dustin, because the takedown's going to be there, and he's going to get lit up on the feet by one of the best strikers and one of the hardest hitters in the division. So yeah, like I said, after the first round and a half, I got Dustin 100%. I think Dustin's going to get a TKO in the end of the 3rd round. That's my prediction. I'm going to look like I'm going to use this clip in my reaction video to the fight. So I might be wrong, may not be, but that's my prediction. Clip this. Dustin Poirier, end of 3rd round, TKO. That's my prediction. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments below what your prediction is for this fight, and what you think comes next for both of these guys. I think Dustin easily gets a title shot if he beats Conor, and I think Conor will probably get a title shot if he beats Dustin, but I think he should, and I think he should get one more win under his belt, like Gaethje, which is also a very tough fight for him as well. But basically, the lightweight division is full of killers right now. And yeah, I can't wait for it. So hope you guys are all going to tune in to watch UFC 264 on July 10th. Well, for people in the UK like us, early in the morning on July 11th on Sunday. And yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to it, because I definitely am. But that's it for today. Hope you all enjoy. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys soon. Ben MG Scully is out.